Hey, what's going on there? This is Mr. Wolf, and this is going to be lesson 4 inside of our multiplication and division unit. And if you click the button down at the very bottom of Canvas and click Take Quiz, you're going to see one of the problems that's labeled Fluency 1. I want you to complete that fluency problem right now, so pause the video and complete Fluency Problem 1. Okay, now that you've completed fluency lesson or number 1 inside, let's go over it. So in the problem, you should have seen two things. You should have seen a repeated addition sentence, You should have seen a repeated addition sentence that looks something like this, where it's 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. And then you saw a picture. You saw a picture that had sort of like a square, another square, another square, and each one of these were groups. And in each one of them, we see 5 dots. You were supposed to take a look at the groups of, and take a look at the repeated addition sentence, and come up with a multiplication sentence. And so our multiplication sentence will look something like this: a blank times blank, and we'll fill in with numbers. And the way that you're going to do this is, okay, if you're looking at repeated addition, how many 5s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 5s. And then in the groups, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. So I've got 4 groups of 5. Remember, multiplication means groups of. So this is 4 groups of 5. And when you have 4 groups of 5, you've got 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. So the multiplication sentence should have been 4 times 5. Now, our objective today is I can write a multiplication sentence given an array in rows of and draw a picture given a multiplication sentence. So we're basically going to take this picture and turn it into an array. And here's how we're going to do it. Let's take a look at this picture right here. Now, imagine we took each group and we took all these dots in each group and we put them in a line. All right, so all this is going to change. We're going to rearrange it. So this first group gets rearranged to where the dots are like this. The second group gets rearranged. And I'm going to I'm just putting the dots in a straight line. Okay, the third group of 5. And the fourth group of 5. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these groups and I'm going to stack them on top of one another, okay? And so to do that, let me show you down here. So this becomes something like this, where there's 5 in each group. And then now imagine I've got my groups here. So we first started with this. We put them all in straight lines. Still got 4 groups and there's still 5 in each. Still the same multiplication sentence. And now I've stacked them on top of one another. That's still 4 groups of 5. But now we're going to take away the boxes. And here's what we're going to be left with. That's the first group of 5. There's the second group of 5. The third group of 5. And the fourth group of 5. So this right here, this picture here, we just took our groups of picture and we kind of organized it. We just sort of organized it in, it looks like straight lines and in straight columns. These going across are rows. So like there's 1 row of 5, 2 rows of 5, 3 rows of 5, and 4 rows of 5. Okay? And we've got how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So we've got 4 rows of, well, how many is in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there's 5 in this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the second row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the third row, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the fourth row. So we've got 4 rows with 5 in each. So we've got 4 rows of 5. And this kind of looks like our groups of equation, where it's 4 groups of 5. But we got, now instead of saying groups, it's 4 rows of 5. And so my multiplication sentence is still going to be 4 rows of 5. It's still 4 times 5. My multiplication sentence for this group is still 4 times 5. 4 groups of 5. And now with an array, it becomes 4 rows of 5. It's still the same thing, except we've just organized it in a different way. Okay, let's try another one. Let me get rid of this right here. Let's try a different problem. Let's suppose we've got an array that looks something like this. Okay, there's 1 row. There's 2 rows. And there's 3 rows. And I want to write a multiplication sentence for this array. The first question I want to ask is, okay, how many rows do I have? So I'm thinking in my mind, how many rows do I have in my array? And it looks like there's 1 row, there's 2 rows, and here's 3 rows. So I've got 1, 2, 3 rows. And this multiplication sign, instead of saying times, we're going to say rows of. So 3 times or 3 rows of, well, how many are in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It appears that there's 6 dots in each row. So I've got 3 rows of 6. 3 rows of 6. And if I wanted to find the product, that's just the total number of dots again. I could count by 3s down here because there's 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, and so on. Or I could also count by 6s because there's 1 group of 6, 2 groups of 6, and 3 groups of 6. It doesn't matter which way I go. We're still going to get the same product. Let's count by 6s since we've got 6 in each group. 6, 12, 18. The product of 3 rows of 6 is the same as 18 dots altogether. When I make 3 rows of 6 dots in each row, I get 18 total dots. All right. So that's basically our lesson in a nutshell. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to be given an array, and you got to write the multiplication sentence for that array. So given a picture, you just got to ask yourself, how many rows are there? In this picture, there are 3 rows. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in each. So 3 rows of 6 in each. All right, great. So at this point, there are 2 questions inside the exit ticket. I want you right now to continue the quiz below and try it on your own. And if you don't get all the answers right, try it again until you get all the answers right, until you understand it. Thank you very much. Have a great day.